question so many have asked now is, do programs like this actually work? We'll talk more about a similar program. GRAAFICS is the founder and CEO, Kai Smith. Good morning to you. And I'll just start with some of the mayor's remarks. So many people have, since the shooting, have come out and said, look, this man should never have been in a program like this. This man should have been behind bars. Do you agree with the mayor or no?
Wow, that's a deep question. So let's look at the facts as I read them. So I looked at the mayor's press conference and I read the transcripts. And I think that what people are doing, I think that the wires are being crossed. First and foremost, I absolutely do not think that that anyone should do away with diversion programs. As you can look and see, diversion programs work. But should
this guy with his record be in a diversion program?
But now watch this. So the judge was empowered with certain information, and he had to make a decision based on the information that he had. Okay, so and I don't want to, I don't want to go too far into that specific case because I don't know the merits with regards to the case.
I was going to say, do you think the judge failed in actually giving an appropriate sentencing in terms of that? Because that seems like that's what you're pointing your finger at.
Well, no, I most definitely don't want to say that the judge failed. Okay. What I do want to say is that the system failed.
All right, but do drug programs like this, because he obviously was in a drug rehabilitation program. He obviously had an issue, obviously went through this system. It did not work. So what could work, because you're in the front lines and you're working with youth that you're saying that could possibly be another person or another kid who was on the fridge later on in life who could possibly commit another crime.
Right, so we work with the single absolute most volatile children in school. GRAAFICS is a 4-tier intervention program that provides highly intensive anger management, anti-violence and behavior modification programs to middle schools and high schools.
Most at risk, right?
So when we go into middle schools and high schools, we challenge the principal to identify the 25 most volatile students in their school. We isolate those students, put them in their own cohort. We have a lesson plan. We use the teacher's lesson plan. We gel it. It's all in line with Common Core, and we modify their behavior and transition them back into a healthy classroom environment. So that's intervention. That's rehabilitation, and that's intervention. I don't know that this gentleman had that, so I don't know if it's the fault of the judge, and I don't know whose fault, but first and foremost, I want to send my condolences to his family, and I want to send my condolences to the shooter's family and to Akai Gurley's family and Ramarley Graham and everyone else, because this gun violence thing is out of control and it needs to stop.
Certainly, no arguments there from anyone. Let me ask you this: would you say there are people though who are so violent they should not be in these programs? Do you think these programs can work for everyone, or maybe there's a certain subsection that you say, sorry, you go to prison, you stay there for as long, you stay there forever, you stay there for as long as you want, but you don't go through this stuff?
Let me share this with you. Let me keep the focus on myself. Okay, I don't think, and when I say the system has failed, I don't see how we can, and I'm not talking about the young man that unfortunately took the officer's life. I don't see how we can have this lion system and we're saying that we are funneling individuals into this system to become rehabilitated. But please share with me, when have they been habilitated? 13-year-old young ladies are having children. A 13-year-old having a child is not habilitated in order for that child to grow up and commit a crime and then become rehabilitation. So no one can prove to me that there has been initial habilitation. So when you think about intervention programs, okay, I agree with the mayor that there needs to be a complete reform of the bail system and of the intervention system. I totally agree with that. But the question that I'm asking the mayor is, what is his definition of substantial reform? I'd like to issue a challenge to Mayor DeBlasio and to Governor Cuomo.
Oh, absolutely.
Have a conversation with someone like myself. Have a conversation with a real person. I know what it feels like to have a gun in my hand. I know what it feels like to purchase an illegal gun. I know what it feels like to shoot someone with an illegal gun. I know what it feels like to be homeless. And now I know what it feels like to have multiple college degrees, running a program that's stopping children from buying illegal guns and shooting people. So have a conversation with a real person that's not a career politician. I challenge the mayor and I challenge the governor.
I think they're having that conversation. Hopefully you'll be included in that conversation, because what happened with Officer Randolph Holder is something that a lot of people are questioning. What are we doing? How are we failing? And how can we help? I think the whole thing is, how can we help? I know we can talk more about this. And the work that you do in this diversion program is fantastic, because you're really dealing with at-risk youth, which is fundamentally where we need to start in terms of creating real change. So thank you for joining us. And for more information about the GRAAFICS program, please download download our app and click on the morning news tab.